everybody. Got my pop solo here.
I think I should do a dance move every instead of a hat.
Happy
Instead of a hat
New
this
Year,
year.
everybody. Welcome to season 3.
2022.
2022, season 3 of Still Dope Podcast with your crew, Chris, Shahidah, and
Soon
Tanya.
approaching our 1-year anniversary.
Yes, you know it is.
Soon approaching.
Well, I just have to say, and you know it's that time again, season 14 of Married at First Sight. And I've got my Wicked Smart t-shirt on in honor because, folks, if you don't know now, you know. Married at First Sight is in our hometown, right in our backyard, me and Shahidah's backyard of Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And it is going to be a good one, I think.
Really?
I see train wreck. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not excited.
Let me
Are we getting into it? Are we getting into it?
Hold on. Let me finish. When I say it's going to be a good one, I'm not meaning good one as in all, successful marriages and happy couples, because last night's episode legit jolted my blood pressure up like several decibels. Seriously. But but before we get started, I just want to, before we get into the nitty gritty, let's just talk about who we've got. We've got Mark and Lindsay. We got Olajuwon and Katina.
Yes.
We got
Michael.
Noi and Steve.
Yes.
Michael and Jasmina, and Alyssa and Chris. And all I'm going to say to start off is I've got to love Jones for some Jasmina. That's all I got to say. What happens, whether that marriage lasts or not, I got a love Jones for Miss Jasmina. She is gorgeous. She has got poise. Oh my God. She's just like, I'm not worthy. And I'm going to make it a point to try to meet her in the streets. So I guess I don't know how.
Now, is there any bias in that, Jasmina, though? Is there any bias because you would have a connection because it's Boston? Is there any bias in that, or is that strictly from your gut?
No. That's just strictly from my gut, because I mean they're all from here, and there are some that I'm not fond of, but Jasmina, I must say, I really, really like her, and I really, really hope that things with her and Michael work out. But Michael's got some, so I don't know, and I think the height thing's going to be a problem. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, I can see that.
It might not. I know Mia's tall, and she's dated shorter people too, and
but Jasmina,
a lot of guys are much better.
Jasmina,
guys get such a bad. If you're short, that is the worst thing in the world. I'm telling you, from personal experience, being short is the worst feeling a man can have. To be too short for someone, or I was 4'11 3/4 as a freshman in high school, so I was tiny. I was small. I was like 5'3" as a sophomore, so I was always like the tiny kid. You know what I mean? And the what it does to your. And my dad was 5'4" when he graduated from high school, and became 6 feet.
Oh,
he 8 inches out of high school. So I'm like, shit. If I get 5'6" in this motherfucker, you know what I mean? If I graduate, I'm gonna get that extra. I graduated like 5'8", so I got 2 inches. I'm 5'10", which is like solid. But I was short for a long time, and Michael seems like a really nice guy. But I bet you he's run up against that short thing a lot.
Well, the conversation. Are we going to go in order of their parents?
Yeah. Well, I think we should just start. I mean, there was a wedding. I mean.
Oh, you want to start? We can start the wedding. You want to start the wedding?
You can start with the wedding because it's still starting with the same people.
Yeah. So we got what? Mark. Oh, wait, let me just give a little disclosure. I'm just going to apologize in advance to all of our viewers and all of the viewers of Married at First Sight Boston, because this season, y'all are not going to hear a whole lot of R's It's going to be, I'm at the car. I mean, mock the shock. Let's just start
Mock the
with
shock,
mock the shock. I kind of like him. I thought when I first saw Mark, like on the selection show, I was just like, seriously, Married at First Sight in Lifetime, like you have to pick like the stereotypical white man from Boston. Like his accent
Really?
is sick. Yeah, he just looks like to me, he looks like a
Right.
stereotypical Southie, Charlestown, South Shore type of white man. And his accent is insane. I know I have an accent, but I hope to God my accent isn't as bad as his. But I was kind of on the fence with him at first, but after seeing his story, I was like, he seems pretty cool. I mean, I kind of like him right now. We'll see.
Shahidah, you want to
good
go?
vibes from him too.
No, I was like, go ahead, Shahidah.
I had good vibes from him as well. Lindsay, I did not. I think the tell for me with her was when her brother and her father tried very hard to describe her in a good light. I mean, it sounds to me, just going from them, there are some anger issues that might pop up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
That shit is bubbling right under the surface. Bubbling brown sugar. She's bubbling up, bubbling brown sugar. I'm telling you.
Definitely.
She is. Hello, Michaela.
No, and Virginia. She is like the Virginia and Michaela of this season, wrapped into one. When your
I can see it.
Listen, when your own father has to tell you on your wedding day, what did he say to her? I was taking notes, child. But he said to her, the only advice I can give you is to think twice before you open your mouth. Now, if that's the best advice, that's the best advice a parent can give you on your wedding day, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
And she's got underlying issues with her mom. She's made it very clear. She is the way that she is because she's just trying to mask her hurt and her internal issues. That's why she's always off. She's always trying to be the funny one, the happy one, the most rambunctious one. But she is just a train wreck. And poor Mark's eyes, when she was just after the wedding, she was just going in. And he's looking at her like, he's like, she's on
that ceremony.
All right, so
was horrible,
terrible.
Go ahead, Chris. Mark, I feel for him. I feel for him because he really, honestly, truly, he really wants it. Yeah. There's not a lot of guys who are not only going to do it once, but no, I really, you understand, I really want to find someone and everyone because I could imagine him with a woman. He's like, oh, he's nice and this and the other, but he's kind of like, it's too much desperation. Like, I really want to get married. He has no cool to him, no swag to him whatsoever. And he's a I feel like a genuinely nice man that any woman would be glad to be married to, but he feels so desperate and trying so hard and doing all he can. And I'm cringing for him a little bit because I like him. Like, yo, pull it back, brother. You got this. You're taking care of your mom, your grandma, all that stuff. You're taking care of your business. You're taking care of your cats. Own your cats. Don't back off from like, I own 3 cats. No, step into, I own 3 cats. What? I mock the shock. That's what I do. If he had that kind of swag, he could control Lindsay a little bit more in terms of, because she is out of control. Yeah. Straight up. She's right on what you're saying. Am I yelling? I know I'm excited right now. It's 2022, y'all. Tanya, right off echoing what you were saying. She's so damaged and so hurt, still viscerally, from having the decision of not having her mom there or having someone to babysit her mom at her wedding. She has such anger about that that's still there right to this day. Yes. That she's constantly, whatever he says, monkeys, I don't like monkeys. Monkeys are so and so. Shark, I hate Mark. I hate sharks. Whatever you say at me, I'm coming right back at you to protect myself. Because if I'm vulnerable to you, if I open myself and just be Lindsay, as opposed to being, I don't give a shit, Lindsay. These are, give me whatever. I don't care what he looks like. Of course you do. Just make sure he doesn't have chiclet teeth or whatever. I was like, oh, Lindsay, girl, I know you're hurting, but if you're going to do this, you got to open up. You got to open up. And you got to get some work, and you got to get some counseling, and you got to deal with these issues, because this is a good man here. This is a good man. Look, I'm going to tell you, if he's sticking with his mother and his grandmother and these 3 cats, he's going to stick by you.
Yes.
He's going to do whatever it takes. If it's going to be hard, I'm right there with you. Mark is ride or die. That's how I feel about him right now, from what I can see. And just like Gil and Merla. Who can handle Merla's attitude? The patience of Gil. Who's going to handle Lindsay's insecurity about being loved and being seen and being heard? And it's okay, Lindsay, I'm still here. Dad can't take it. Dad can't even do it. Dad can't even relate to her that much. He's like kid gloves with her. He's like this. He's like, Lindsay's a lot. Mark is like, you know what? I can take a lot because I deal with a lot. Just watch, Mark. This is the one dude, if you're going to have, Lindsay's a wreck. But if there's one dude that's going to be able to take care of Lindsay or give Lindsay what she needs, the experts may be right about this, just like with Merla and Gil. Okay, sorry. That was a rant, but.
That's okay. You go and get your rant on, brother. Shahida, you add anything to that?
Well, I said what I had to say, I think, and I think Chris said everything for everybody else. No, so
yeah.
Sorry.
I would have to say, I'm trying to think of anything that I could add with them too. I mean, Chris. Mark's vows were wonderful. Like
they were.
I agree with you, Shahida, in that the wedding overall was a shit show, just because of Lindsay. But I think that Mark's vows were on point. He's making it all about her, and I was paying special attention to her face when he was saying it, because she kind of was looking at him like, I believe you, I get it, but kind of like, we'll see. Like, kind of have that, we'll see. Kind of.
She doesn't trust it. She doesn't trust anybody.
Exactly, and she's not. If she's open to welcoming this, it's going to work. I just think that, to piggyback on Chris, I think she's going to be her worst enemy in that she's not going to be ready to receive all that is Mark, the goodness.
Praise it, girl. Praise.
Because when he said it, remember when he said in his vows, he was like, I would have busted out crying. I almost busted out crying when he said that. He's like, I looked for you all over. I went to Bunker. I love that they're saying places that we know, because she's Shahida. He's like, I went to Bunker Hill.
She's like, I wasn't there.
I went to Castle Island.
I wasn't there either. You went to
I wasn't there.
Like, let him say his vows, girl.
Right.
Let him say his vows.
He's like,
she can't take it.
He's like, I went every weekend to the South Shore Plaza and just walked around. And she's like, oh, you're on the wrong shore. I'm on the North Shore. And I was just like, bitch, if you don't shut your mouth and just receive what he's trying to tell you.
She can't.
And I understand that she probably was nervous, because nervous.
She wasn't just nervous. That bitch was drunk. We all walked that.
She was so protecting herself so badly. She's terrified of being seen.
Let me just say this. Her friends are not her friends, because if that was you, Shahida, or if that was me or Chris or whoever out of the 3 of us that was participating in this Married at First Sight, and we was in the car on our way to go get married, and you saw me pound, I likes me a drink, but if you saw me pounding them drinks, you'd be like, bitch, I already know. Both or one of you would be like, you need to.
But how do you know that Lindsay's not the type of woman to be like, I don't care what you say, I'm going to drink anyway. It's my wedding. I can do what I want. That's what I would say. She knows that she was getting too drunk. She knows that. She's just she's terrified. She's terrified.
Question. Her mom and dad divorced 4 years ago. Now, she didn't have a relationship with her mother for 3 years. So I wonder what the hell growing up was with her mother, because it's fractured so bad. And she makes it sound like her mother has been missing from her entire life when it's been 3 years that you all haven't had communication.
She sent her an email. Her mother sent her mother. She read an email about her from someone else. That's the
email about who? Her mom?
About herself. Her mother was writing about Lindsay to someone else, and she saw the email. That's just what came up on. Did you watch? You didn't watch the interview thing with Keisha and Pulliam after?
Oh hell no! I can't.
I didn't. I started to, but I was already.
I only watched it for information. Only for like information about. And Lindsay gets blocked on the text messages from the girls because she was talking stuff about Alyssa or whatever her name is. Alyssa blocked her.
Oh shit, we gotta watch.
And talking smack about Alyssa.
Carmina, was it, what's the name?
Katina.
Katina's on one end, Jasmine and Lindsay in this interview. And she's like, Lindsay's like, well, you know, she was just sitting there by herself and wasn't really coming. I don't really know her, you know, it's on the other. And then she blocked me. I mean, come on, if you're not in this. And Kamina, what's her name?
Katina
goes, that's not the reason why you got blocked. And I was like, don't tell.
I gotta watch that. Well, now I gotta make a point. I gotta make.
And then she says it's because you were talking so much stuff about Alyssa and going off on her that, you know, it got rude and she blocked you. And she's like, well, you know, so I was like, there's some beef already with that crew.
I can totally see it.
Yeah, let me say this. Yeah, we saw that in the episode when the bachelorette party, because Alyssa was off to the side with her girlfriends by herself. And when it kept getting to her, she was like, you know, they're just offering me shots after shots, and that's not how I get down, so I'm just over here. And when Lindsay was talking about all of the girls, and when it got to Alyssa, she's like, "Who is there a fifth? Is there a fifth brother?
Yeah.
Like, who is this?
Right.
Like,
Shade.
What's her name? She threw major shade on that one. So I already
Alyssa was being an asshole.
Huh?
Yeah.
Alyssa was being an asshole.
Well, yeah,
she was. But I don't know if Lindsay's in the right now to call her out on that because you don't know her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Before she can say like with Merla, you know, you in 2 weeks, you know who Merla is, so you could talk about Merla like you know. But if you saw Merla, actually they did at the bachelor party. Someone did say something about Merla. So
it was a lot said.
Sorry, never mind.
Rewind.
Sorry. Right.
So we got over Lindsay and Mark's wedding, and that's just a train wreck. But I'm curious to see how this ends up. I'm kind of leaning that they're going to have some bumps, but when I look at them, I think of I should have Googled the couple. Who's the couple that I think what was his name? Not last season, but I think it was the season before. Maybe it was the season.
Well, describe the guy. Describe
the bald guy. He had the bald guy, and he has the redhead wife, and they're still
Jamie, and Jamie's the guy, and
I can't think of who was her name.
The redhead
name, but whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody Married at First Sight, folks. Y'all know who we're talking about. But Jamie and his wife. I mean, they had some rock'em sock'em fights.
Big time.
And
she said Caucasian sex.
Yeah, Caucasian sex. And the fact that they're still together and they're thriving and happy, and he bought her a whole new bomb ass, big ass diamond ring and proposed to her again. Yep. I'm looking at Mark and Lindsay as Jamie and that girl. That's all I'm looking at. They might end up like that. I don't think it's going to be all smooth sailing, but then again, I could be wrong. But I think they're going to have some bumps in the roads. But like you said, Chris, I think Mark the Shark is going to be that ride or die like Gil.
No, Mark the Shark. If you're going to say it right. Mark the Shark.
I'll let you say that.
When I think about them, I feel like, and I know I'm just gonna do my percentages because I took notes and took percentages of everybody. So if you want to give me yours, I can write them down.
All right, so
I give them an 80% chance of making it.
Oh wow, okay, all right.
Because of exactly what you said, it's going to be him to carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a test to see if he can brave the storm, and she's got a test if she can see if she can open up and be herself and know that he's not going anywhere, that he would love her for her. That's what it is. She doesn't think that she's lovable, so she does everything she can to be that. Yeah, you can't love me. I'm Teflon Don. You can't mess with me, and I'll hurt you before you can hurt me. Like everything he said interrupted his vows. I hate monkeys. I hate sharks. And he's like, well, I got 3 cats. And she's like, oh my God, and made it seem like it was bad. And at the end, she's like, oh, I love cats. And I was like, that's a weird reaction to someone you don't know who doesn't know your vibe. If you say, I have 3 cats, and you love cats, and you go, oh God, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she won't give him anything. And he's like, that's Mark's attitude about everything, you know? He's like this. He's like, so he's got the patience for her. He's got the patience for her.
Absolutely petrified.
He does.
But, all right.
He always looks petrified though.
Enough about them too. We'll get into them next week. But that was the only wedding. I mean, the actual ceremony that we saw so far. We haven't seen the reception. Lord knows I can't wait for that reception because Lindsay. I am just going to predict that Lindsay is going to get white girl wasted on some brown liquor and show her whole natural ass. But as far as the other couples, I would like us to reserve our opinions of how we think they are going to be until after we see their actual ceremonies. But unless you know what's happening.
No, we can have a pre and post ceremony type thing.
Because I want to just address. Okay, let's go. All right. Just one thing I want to address. 2 things, but I'll start on this one. Let's go to Olajuwon and Katina. Because Olajuwon.
You mean Delujuwon?
Yeah, delusional one. Somebody needs to
I'm writing that down
into reality because he doesn't. What I've noticed, and I'm going to use Olajuwon as the poster child for this. What I've noticed this season and pretty much, I guess, last season too, but this season kind of like clicked in my head is like, none of these people are saying they want to get married because they want to be in love. They want to meet the love of their life and they want to, build a foundation. It's all King Olajuwon, we'll just use the poster child. Well, I want to get married because I'm 30 and all my friends and my boys are getting married. That's not a reason that you should want to get married. Look, I got married at 29 and I was like the late bloomer in this game as far as like my friends and my colleagues. Everybody was married. Everybody was pumping out children. And it never occurred in my head to be like, well, I have to get married. I think I should get married because everybody around me is getting married. My circle's getting married and whatever, I should get married. No, I'm gonna get married when I meet somebody that I establish feelings for and we decide to go down that route. I just found that a little disturbing. I think all of their reasons, every single last one of them, all of their reasons for wanting to get married at first sight is because all their circle is getting married and so on.
Mark wants to get married. Mark is like, please marry.
Well, with the exception of Mark, but the rest of them, their reasonings just didn't fly with me. But to Olajuwon is
why did they choose him? Why did they choose him?
Because a walking red flag.
It's the funny part is like when he said your wife is, he's like, your wife's by your side. He goes, your wife is part of you. He's like, oh yeah, wife's part of you. That exact attitude that he doesn't think that, he just thinks it's like his wife as opposed to no. This is like, we have to make a decision about, are you going to the strip club? We are making that now. Not are you? I'm not coming with you. No. Are you going? Because if he wants to go to strip club and you were married, that's gotta be a. So he is not ready.
First of
He
all,
is not ready.
First of all, the fact that they paraded, I'm a little disappointed, married lifetime, that you come to Boston for the second time and you parade out of all the women and strippers in the state of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Hell, you could have went to Rhode Island and got a bomb ass stripper. You parade that skanky,
yes,
meth head ass stripper
horrible.
out there. Like when she came out, and the fact that Olajuwon lost all respect when he friggin' lost his shit when she came out. I would have been like, ew, no. Like, is this like, are they punking us?
Like an ex-crackhead.
Exactly. No, listen.
Awful.
Don't even disrespect crack. Don't even disrespect crack. She looked like a straight up fentanyl, meth, heroin addict that you find on what's our little place over there?
Oh, what
Miracle Methadone Mile over there in Boston. Like they plucked that.
Like they couldn't have chosen anybody else.
Like of all the beautiful women in Massachusetts and in New England, hell, we got like 5 states in New England. We got 5 states in New England. They could have plucked a bitch 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away to come down and shake
Rhode Island is known for the strippers.
Exactly. The Foxy lady right there off of I-95 South. All they could have did was go there and pluck a bitch up. But they plucked that little fucking frail ass bitch. I was heated. She was horrible. No ass, no titties, nothing. A face of a dog, just hideous.
Oh, damn.
Whatever.
But
I don't know.
Back to Olajuwon real quick, because I just felt that he was just such a walking red flag. And I'm listening to him talk to his sisters.
Ugh.
No. I'm listening to him talk to his friends and his family.
It's his sister-in-law. That
white woman, whose sister-in-law, she really tried to too. Anyone he marries, they're gonna have to be really patient, really try to. There was a lot that she had to do and accept. But what about this idiot? This idiot's thinking is so off, and she kind of pulled him out on it a little bit,
as much as she could, because she knows he's a lost cause.
Right. What did the professionals see in him? He said he's taking 2 years to get himself together. And I'm okay, I get that. But in the meantime, what you're saying, it doesn't sound like you learned much.
No.
You know the only reason why I think they chose him is because they had Katina first. Katina was a club girl, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? They had Katina, and they really like Katina, and the only probably person that she can match with is someone wild and reformed who understands what it's like him. She probably likes players. She probably is like, and if there's going to be one guy who says, I'm a player, but I'm ready. Okay, well, we got someone for you, and she likes players. So let's see how this works. You're both club people. I think that's the only way, because he is ridiculous. He is ridiculous.
And here's the thing.
Come on. Come on, man.
Listen, I am all for traditional roles. Like I'm just that person. But what he has to understand is you can't just expect that. That's a conversation, with your significant other. Like when he's like, I want to come home to a home cooked meal. Like I'm a traditionalist, and I'm just like, no, boo boo. What you can't do is like expect. No, you have
the difference between that is those are demands.
Exactly. That's why I said he
those
has
are,
that
like you don't know what she's going to be like. No.
Yeah, and most of these young women today aren't. They're not traditional like that.
No,
they exactly. Will cook. I'm traditional like that in that, but I have my career. I work. If I had a man, I will cook, but he shouldn't expect that every day. Like if he goes out to a job, he shouldn't expect that every day.
Unless he's bringing in all the money, and she wants to be a housewife. That's a choice.
That's a whole other thing.
That's a choice, though.
Thing is if if kids are, introduced into this, and then, she's making all the money and he wants to stay at home, be a stay-at-home dad, that's one thing. Then you clean the house, or if he's making all the money and she wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
That's a conversation, though.
But it's a conversation. You should never assume and have that expectation and say, this day and age, you can't say that and say, I want somebody that's going to,
right.
Especially if you're saying, I want a 2-income home. Exactly. I'm working just as hard. Women are working just as hard as men. So there's really no reason to open your mouth.
Even if they have smaller brains, even if they do.
Boy, you better cut that. You better trim that weed and shut your damn mouth right now.
I'm just kidding. I love you, ladies.
You better hush and
whatever.
Women are smarter than men anyway. All right, let's get into
Katina real quick.
Katina.
Can I just say one thing about Katina? I did like Katina, but I will cut you vibes from Katina. I feel like I understand that I'm listening to her stories about the guys that cheated on her or whatever. I'm betting there's more to that story about her reaction.
Of course. She said she was dating a guy for and then he had a relationship for 9 years and she didn't know
9 years. He's in a 9-year relationship. She saw on Facebook. She Facebook stalked him and he was in a 9-year relationship. Honey, apparently it's like common sense. You meet a guy. I do this, and we're old enough to be these kids' parents, and I'm like, I meet a guy tomorrow. I'm going on all social media and looking for him. LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I need to see what's down with him. You mean to tell me you've been dating this guy like for what, 2-3 weeks, seeing him every day, and then it clicks? Oh, maybe I'll go see his social media.
Well, I don't want that to influence how I feel.
I go in day one.
Yeah, I know. But people say that, well, I don't want to influence, I don't want to influence my opinion of them.
Oh, no.
I was like, all right, well, that's dumb of you to do that.
No, I need to internet stalk you. And another red flag for me would be if you have nothing on the internet. I'd be like,
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, when you can't find anything, I was only like, where, you can find something about something.
I'd be thinking like, what's the term that they use, when you commit a crime and they relocate you?
Yeah, witness protection.
Witness protection. I'm thinking, who the hell are you? And
because it's interesting how there are some people don't have any online presence. Like you can't find them.
There are few.
That's really interesting. Be able to at least Google somebody, even if they don't have like a Facebook or anything.
And even if you talk to them, depending on what they do for a living, in their job title, you can Google that. So there's ways.
Make sure they work at the company, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got to find something. Or you put their alma mater in, you know what I mean, with their name. Or anyway.
You're going to find something.
Sleuthing. You better find something.
Back to Katina real quick. I said, I feel that.
Cut you vibes.
Definitely cut you vibes. And I feel like them two are going to have probably an explosive moment.
Ugh.
Like Michaela and Stupid.
Ugh.
I think here's my thought. I think when they see each other, I think when she's walking down the aisle and he sees her and she sees him, the sparks are going to fly.
Right.
If they don't know each other already.
Because
Boston for Black folks, America, is, Boston's a big city, a great city, but Boston for Black people is not that big. And when it comes to the social circles, if you're in them streets all the time, you're going to see the same people, the same circle of people out in them streets. So if they don't know each other, that's a plus. But I kind of think when they meet each other, I'm getting a Amani and Woody vibe. I think that when they get together, when they see each other and their wedding and they get to the reception, I think that the first couple of episodes we see with them, and the honeymoon and all that, we're going to be like, oh yes, Hercules, they're fun. They have all this energy. But I think at a certain, it's going to plateau because it's going to be, Olajuwon, with these names, Olajuwon is going to be like, he's going to show his ass. And she's going to be like, because remember in this episode at the bachelorette party, Olajuwon's showing his natural ass at the bachelor party, but she's like, I'm not into sex toys and all that freaky deakies. You're not gonna handcuff me up and do all that.
Right.
Olajuwon, I think, is just the opposite. He's gonna want to get down and dirty, and she's gonna be like, no, that's not how this is gonna work. But I could be wrong. But I'm getting Woody and Amani vibes with them, and I hope that it keeps, and I hope that they're good. That's
Wait,
all.
we didn't do percentages on Mark and Lindsay. You did yours, Shahida. We didn't do ours.
Right now,
I thought you all were skipping or something. I didn't know.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Shahida. I forgot to do it. So
Okay,
I'm gonna give them. You said 80. I'm gonna give them.
Yes, an 80.
I'm gonna give them 85. 83.2. 83.2.
Oh, for God's
83.2.
And here I am being the Debbie Downer. Womp, womp, womp. I'm going to give them, I'm not going that low, but I'm going to give them a solid 70.
That's pretty high for you. You'd be like,
I'm
0. 0. They get a 0. They're going to die. 0.
Because I'm so jaded.
They're gonna limp to the couch. No, I don't see it at all. But last week, though, Tanya, you said 75. No, I'm at 0. I'm at -22.
Oh, this is just the start. This is just the start, folks. I mean, I'll give him a 70 because I think that she's going to love the fact. I think she's going to love the fact that he takes care of his mom and his grandmom. But I think because of her relationship with her mother, she might be a little jealous and put off about that.
We talking Lindsay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we took care of it. We just wanted the
Right,
ratings.
I give 70. All right, so move on. All right. So
Katina.
Katina and Olajuwon.
Right. I think she wants it. And I think that she has the potential to be a good wife, even though she's, crazy. I give them a 70% of making it. For right now. I don't see Woody and Amani in them.
Oh.
Because their personalities are, I feel like, could be a power keg because
No, that's the same thing but with Woody and Amani. Remember when the last season Amani was so reserved. She kind of had like when they showed her with her friends, she was kind of like, but she was a little bit more reserved. And then they showed Woody with all his hats and he was all out in them streets. And even his own friends were like, I don't know if he's ready for this.
Right. I didn't think he was.
When they met at the altar, it was just like that chemistry just was like, like I said, I just got Woody and Amani vibes with them. I don't know if it's going to happen. I will give them, I'm going to right off the cut with Olajuwon and Katina. I'm going to give them 85 right now. That's the day.
Olajuwon is not going to be able to handle it. She's going to rebel against him.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
I'm telling you what I feel right now between the two of them.
Woody was not going to be a good husband. I
didn't either. I didn't either.
With his friend to do this, and Woody and Amani are by far the best couple at Married at First Sight.
The difference is she's a club girl, and just like Shahidah says, she will cut you. And I think if he gets when his immaturity shows, which is going to show, and he say, "Make me a meal," and she's like, "Excuse me," whatever that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be too. I think they're going to have the sexual chemistry at the beginning, and it's going to be all fun. But when they start seeing each other and what he demands, and it's like, well, what do you? I don't think it's going. I give them a 48.
For real?
48. I don't think they'll make it.
Well, jot that shit down, Shahidah.
I don't think they'll make
that down.
It's too tumultuous.
I don't think so.
See, that's what I feel. That
he's not ready. He's not ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's not ready.
Let me say one thing about her being a club girl. I didn't see that as a bad thing. If she,
I don't see the bad thing either. But being out, going out.
Yeah, go out and have a damn good time. I feel like she's ready or could be ready with the right person.
Yes,
I think she's just fallen into some like really, and this is probably on her. She's probably fallen for the same type of guy consistently. like she said, the one that he doesn't really want her, but she's all in for the relationship. So I think that it will be her. What did I say? I said 70. 48 is low for you.
They're not gonna make it.
That's a strong first impression.
They're not gonna make it.
I agree.
They're not gonna make it. So it has to be below 50 if they ain't gonna make it.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to Noi and Steve. Or as I like to call Noi, annoying.
No, I kind of like Noi.
I don't like Noi. First of all, I don't trust anybody that has to put on a different persona so that they can have fun. Oh, I am juicy. I'm like, bitch, just be Noi. And if you want to go out and shake your ass, go shake your ass, put a wig on, be Noi. Why do you gotta rename yourself? That don't make no damn sense to me. That you trying to hide something. In my opinion, you trying to hide something when you gonna put on a whole wig. Listen, just put the wig on and be like, I'm still Noi, but I'm in these streets partying my ass off and doing what I got to do. I don't trust people like that. It just seems.
I agree with you to an extent, because for me, there was just a fakeness about her that she doesn't know who she wants to be. She's trying to be like
that part.
I think she's watching these like rom-coms, and she's seeing like the young kind of flirty, dippy type of chick, and she's like, look at them, they get the attention, they get the love. I think she's trying to be a picture in her mind. But yeah, I get a real fakeness about her. I didn't really feel her that much.
We could be, look, we are professionals. We're adults. We're all adults here. Even these people, even these young kids, even though they're kids in our book, but they're adults. You can have your professional life. You can be shy on some days and be introverted on others and whatever. And then you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go out tonight and I'm going to put my wig on or go out and act a fool. Do you, boo? You ain't got to, put on this persona hat. That don't make no sense. I'm sorry. It's just creepy to me. I don't trust people that'll be like, oh, and back to Olajuwon to say, oh, I'm Isaac. Really, dude?
Well, I used to get fake names too, but
I'm being tonight. Like, that's no excuse. That don't try to blame your fucked up behavior on some other persona, because it's still you, motherfucker.
Well, I think I kind of like Noi. I think Noi is not afraid to, even with the persona thing. I think it's more of like, how people do cosplay and that kind of stuff. They dress up to have this, and it frees them to be whatever they want to be. And I think, but you can see as herself, she's like, well, I might have sex on our wedding. She's down for whatever. And I think that's just her extra. I didn't know if I was going to like her. I kind of like her. I kind of like that I think she really wants it. And I think her alter ego type thing is different from Isaac or whatever. That Olajuwon things.
It's not that I don't like her. I like her. I don't like the whole alter ego thing. I don't trust that with people. It is what that's just me personally. Yeah. Just be you. Whether you're professional.
Some people can't do that though. Some people can't do that.
I just rather you just keep it real.
I was disappointed in the noise. I mean, in the Steve selection. Again, an unemployed person. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And like they said in the selection show, again, I agree with you. Why did they pick him for her? Because she has triggering issues where she comes from, her immigrant parents,
family,
that they lived in a refugee camp, and
had no money.
And she has that. She still has that broke refugee camp mentality. You think when she marries him, I'm pretty sure she's going to be like, oh, yay. But I think once they start having that conversation at the reception, when they go have their bottle of champagne, and he's like, because she's going to be like, what do you do? Where do you work? And when he sits there and tells her to her face, well, the pandemic, I lost my job and I went and traveled all over the Southeast. For real? Like, you didn't get another job? Like, what the hell? Seriously?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be problematic for her.
Because I think if you were getting married, that you would have taken that time to before you got married, and then he should have been looking for a job the last
I
few
think he
weeks.
still is. I think he is looking. Still was looking for a job.
I hope so.
Yeah, but he's looking for a job, but I don't think he's seriously looking for a job. I think he's
Well, he has obviously got some money.
I was gonna say, like the expert says, he obviously he's got a nest egg because, well, you know,
he don't seem stressed about it at all.
No, he was traveling.
No one seems stressed about it. He is not stressed. So he must have saved his coin or done whatever. And
so
got some Bitcoin.
I mean, kudos to him.
But he also lived out of his car.
True.
Yeah. True.
So he was saving. I'm guessing he's being like, you know, meticulous about how he spends. So he said he was living out of his car. To me, was like you said, for somebody that's coming from a refugee situation, and
the Merla mindset.
I wouldn't even consider that a Merla mindset. My thing is, as any woman, if you're coming from living in your car, you've shown me no stability. Before we get married, show that person that you're serious and have some type of stability.
Because that would stress me out.
I was saying the Merla mindset of coming from being really, really broke and never wanting to be broke again.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there. I mean, we've all been there, but I can't relate on Noy's level because I'm not a product of a refugee camp, and you know, you don't know where your life is going to end up. And your parents basically, you know, work their ass off tooth and nail to get you where you are. That's a whole different nut as far as with her and Merla. I think
but
that
she doesn't have the
extremely triggering for her when he looks her dead ass in her face and is like,
I don't have a job.
I'm unemployed right now.
Or her dad.
I'm looking.
Or her dad.
Right. Like her
dad, he has their job.
I'm pretty sure her parents are going to be there. That's going on 70 years of marriage and all that bullshit. I can only imagine that. Oh yeah, they're going to be looking at him like, I'm sorry, what? You don't have no job? And I just handed my daughter over to you? Oh no, bro. So he's going to have to get a job, and he's going to have to get a job quickly.
I couldn't, even like with Noy, I really still couldn't get a hold on who they are yet.
Oh, wow.
Like some people, you saw their personality just burst out, but theirs, I really, just from first impressions of him, I don't like him, and I'm on the fence with her.
Yeah, I'm not excited about him.
Them both. I do like them both. My issue with Steve is it Steve? Yeah. My issue with Steve is he doesn't have a job. I think Steve has a great personality. Comes from a good family. I mean, it's clear that his folks, you know, they were at that little round table doing their dim sum. It's clear that he has a good little foundation there. And the same with Noy. The only thing that annoys me about Noy is her alter ego. I don't like that. But I think that they could be good for each other if she can get past his I don't have a job. I think they're gonna make it. I'm gonna give you my percentage right now. I give them a solid 90 right now. Day 1, 90 for Noy, annoying, and Steve.
I feel like there's a flightiness about her that might accept this so-called free spirit of his. But I do feel that she would probably need more security, so I'm gonna go with an 85.
Okay.
Interesting.
Come on, Chris.
I like him. He doesn't really excite me, but I like him. I think he's solid. I think he's not. If he doesn't seem stressed at all, he don't seem stressed at all about not having a job or not being able to get a job. So he must have some sort of plan.
Like
it seems like he has some sort of. Yeah, but it seems like he has some sort of plan. Hopefully, especially knowing he's getting married and he's going to be married, he seems like the type of guy that will, like, you know what? Now it's time. I need to step it up because I'm married now. You know what I mean? Not like him, like, oh, I'll just keep on doing my. I think he's ready to. He's going to get a job soon. I think I like her because she really does want to get married and she wants a little excitement. And I think he's going to love that. I'm going to give them a. I just went down because you know what? That job thing, that takes 10 points off my thing, no matter what. I'm going to give him an 81.2. 81.2.
81.2?
81.2.
Okay, here we go. 81.2.
All right. Jasmina and Michael.
Oh, you already know. And at the top of the show, I gotta love Jones for that body and that skin tone.
I thought, you know what? I do. I share the same. I love her. I thought she was.
I love everything about her. Like I tried.
Her mom made me love her even more. That story about her mother adopting those girls, I was just like, now that's a beautiful story.
That is, and I want to be her mother's friend. When I was watching that shit, I was like, oh, her mama here in Boston. I'm like, I'm gonna find her, and I'm gonna be like, we're gonna need to have her, Jasmina's mama, on the podcast. I don't give a damn if we don't talk to any of them other contestants or cast members. I need to have Jasmina's mama on. Because she is a wonderful person. And the fact that she blended that family in well, and all their sisters are sisters, 9 of them.
Yeah, but she doesn't know. I think she was only like 3 of them, though. 4 of them. Yeah, but
the total between the father and the mother.
But the mother left when there were 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or she was something, and there was. Yeah, when she was
and then there was 2 of them. It was her and her sister, and then her father married her stepmom, and apparently the stepmom must have brought some kids to the table, and then they had kids together. So there's a total of 9, like 8 girls and 1 boy.
I was thinking they are all father had all those.
I'm lying. There's a total of 9, but she did say, Jasmina did say that there's 2, I believe, 2 siblings that she knows of them. She knows that they exist.
She's never met.
She's never met them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I did. I liked her. I liked her story. She seemed the most mature.
Mm-hmm.
She actually seemed the most mature out of all the women.
And the most serious.
And the most serious?
Yeah, the most serious about what she wants.
Yeah, yeah.
The most serious about what she wants with regards.
I was nervous about Michael.
I'm still on the fence about Michael. I'm not sure about Michael.
I don't know either.
I'm hoping that Michael's family, like it seems like he has a strong family unit because his mom died, his dad died, and his grandmama died, all at a very young age. So it seems like the siblings, they're all close and they, support each other. I'm hoping that bodes well, with regards to Jasmina, with the whole family thing. I think she's going to have to, we're going to flip because I have a feeling that she's going to have to be the more patient person. Like Mark is going to have to be patient with Lindsay.
I agree.
He's going to have to be way more patient with him than he with her because he's shallow as fuck. I mean, he said it in so many dressed up words, but he's shallow as fuck. And he's always trying to deflect, like he said, you could be good, but I was so messed up in my situation that I'm like, the littlest thing that I could think of about you, I'm just going to be like, that's a flaw for you. So now I gotta let you go. So he seems a little shallow there, but I'm hoping that when Jasmina shows her ass at that aisle, and when he sees her, if his jaw doesn't drop to the floor and he doesn't run to her and is like, come on, boo-boo, let's go and get this, let's jump this broom, let's get married, I'm done with him. He deserves to be on his own with his little short ass. He better forego the whole the height thing, and he better
what's his height again?
That's his woman.
He's like,
what's his height?
5'8", 5'9", 5'8".
She's way taller than him in flats. But she even said it. It's an issue for both of them because in the pre-show, she made a comment like, I am a tall woman, and I, being with a man that's shorter than me, I don't want him, because apparently she likes to wear her heels, and she ain't trying to be wearing no flippies with him. So he's
but why can't a woman just embrace even if a guy is short? Because they want to feel protected. They want to feel good. Yeah.
No. I'm that girl. Because I don't care. I've never cared about the height of the guy that I dated. If we get along, we get along, and everything.
But most women are not like that. Most women like, I want a man bigger than me. Period.
I went out on a date a long time ago, with a guy that was way shorter than me, and we were talking for a minute. And then when we decided to go out, I was brutally honest. And he knew, we met and he knew I was tall. I was towering over him barefoot. So I already said to him, I'm like, I like to wear my heels. He just happened to have the confidence. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, unless you feel some sort of way about walking into a club or a restaurant with me and you're like the Jolly Green Giant hovering over me. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I like you. We're going out.
Did he actually say Jolly Green Giant? Like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
Why gotta go there? Why can't I just be a tall, luxurious lady? I gotta be the Jolly Green Giant and shit.
A tall drink of water. No, he was like the Jolly Green Giant.
Green Giant.
Yeah, he did say Jolly Green Giant. I don't care. I didn't take offense to that. But I showed up to that date in my stilettos, and I was towering over him, and we had a good time. We went out for dinner and drinks, and then went out dancing, and I was on the dance floor towering over him like.
It's hard being a short man. I'm telling you, it's hard on your ego being a short man.
I guess they do have it rough, but
it's hard.
I think he has enough confidence. I think he's confident in himself. I just think he's probably a little bit more selfish. He has things that he has to work out on his own. And he said one of his biggest problems was communication. And what did she say? That's what she craves the most. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, okay, here we go again. Another person, feeling like, okay, something goes wrong. We need to talk about it. And him running off because he needs to work with his emotions first before he can communicate. And that's going to be a problem.
But I think, here's my thing. I think his sisters are going to be the wild cards here, because his sisters, I immediately thought when he said to his sisters that he was getting married and they were so excited and they were crying, at first I thought, oh, this is going to be problematic, because they're so used to being with him, and he relies on them a whole lot. I didn't think they were going to be ready to give up that, that clutch with him. But they were so happy for him. And then when he was trying on his tuxedo, and they were just showing all emotion and just so happy for him. And then the oldest sister was like, we already love her. We can't wait to meet her. Mm-hmm. We already love her. So they're already coming in with open arms. So I think, unlike crazy ass Michaela's sisters, I think his sisters are going to come in with open arms when they see her. Listen, if the jaws don't drop on his side of the family, we already know her side of the family knows her and loves her. But when she presents herself at that aisle, when she walks down, if the jaws don't drop on his side, on his mouth, his sister's mouth, his brother's mouth, and all his people's mouth, we got a problem. I have a feeling they're gonna love her, and then once she meets them at the reception and opens her mouth having a conversation, they're gonna be blown away. I was blown away. I love her. I want to marry her, and I ain't even gay. I want to just love her and take care of her. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. I feel like Lindsay right now, because Lindsay was all jonesing over her too, and I was like, ew, Lindsay, that's creepy. And now I'm the creepy one.
No. She is. She's a gorgeous girl, but she seems like a very good-hearted person.
Yes.
Which makes her seem very likable. And like you said, sensible. She seems like the most sensible one out there.
All of them. So I'm going to give percent. Are we done, Chris? Did you need to add anything? Snippy snip over there.
I like her. It's gonna be interesting. I think you're right about the sisters. The sisters are going to give him enough strength. He needs strength for it. You know what I mean? He needs support. And if he gets support, and if this is what he really wants, I mean, what more do you want in this woman? I mean, she's taller than you. She's not going to be, put it this way, Michael, you're not going to be normally at a club and you're going to be able to talk to her because you're too short.
Basically.
I hate to say that, but unless you are in a situation where they put you together and you have to, then you can see each other's personality behind the height and it works. That's the only way you're going to get in with this type of woman, with this woman. That's the only way you would be able to get with her. In a thing like, how about Married at First Sight? I'd never meet a woman like that. You would in this situation. So when he sees her, he must be like, okay, well, if I want to be married, that's what I want to be married to. And what do I have to do to stay married to her? Because I'm getting married, as opposed to getting, you would think, you know what I mean? So I think I think they're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think when his insecurities kick in and he starts showing his whole ass, his sisters are gonna creep in and be like, "Look at here, you better fix your shit and get your shit together, because you ain't never gonna find another her."
Yeah, I give them an 89.
Unless Jasmina shows her ass after these couple of episodes, unless she proves me wrong, proves all of us wrong, and shows her ass, this is Michael's marriage to fuck up. Period. End of story. I'm gonna give them, what did you say, Shahidah?
I said an 89.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a 90.
A 90?
Okay. I one up you with 90.
I'm gonna give them, I'm not so sure about them as you are. I'm gonna give them an 86.7.
Oh my fucking God. Here we go with the 6 points.
This dude. All right, last couple.
But let me tell you one thing about are you rooting for anybody? Are you rooting for a couple?
In my Issa Rae voice, I'm rooting for everybody black. So I'm rooting for.
I'm not behind like, oh, I can't, like Bao and Johnny. I was really excited about them because they seemed perfect, and then Johnny's a dick. So, but there's the weirdos that just got divorced. I was pulling for them. Like when I first saw them, like, oh, they're perfect for each other. You know,
and Amelia.
There's no one in this. I mean,
yeah, there's no one in this group that is giving us the, oh my God, we love them so much.
Together,
I'm not like, oh, y'all, we didn't talk about Alyssa and what's it called?
Oh, that's how
I know we were gonna get to them. Oh, Alyssa and Chris.
I thought we were wrapping up. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh
no. No, I mean I don't.
Because I thought we were ending with Jasmina. That's what I thought we were ending with them. That's why.
I don't have any couples that are giving me the warm fuzzies like Bennett and Amelia and Johnny and Bao and Woody and Amani. I'm just going to say individuals give me that. Like Jasmina gives me that. I like Mark.
Mark gives me that.
Mark the Shark gives me that. But as far as couples, not yet. So having said that, let's get to Alyssa and Chris. And you know what? I got nothing to say. The only thing I'm going to say about them is when Alyssa sees his ass at the altar, she's going to be like, ew. And no, and that's not going to work. And I give them,
You think so?
I give them a 0%.
This is really mean, but she's not going to be able to see him because when he smiles for the first time, his reflection from the wedge of his teeth that go in like this. Have you seen his teeth?
Oh, yes.
The front two teeth like wedge in like this. And it's going to be, the reflection is going to blind her so much because he needs to get his teeth straightened out. I sent you a picture. He needs to get his teeth. Seems like a nice guy, but he needs to do something about his teeth.
I'm not going to say anything. I give him a 0. 0%. There you go, Chris. You got your 1-0 for the night of the first episode of season 3. I give Chris and Alyssa an absolute 0.
Why though?
She's not going to find him attractive.
That part.
And she's too
rigid.
Kind of, you know what I mean? She's very.
She is not going to find that hole. Who the fuck frisbee golfs? Has anybody heard of that? Never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, it's fun.
I've never heard of that.
You better shut your damn mouth. You know you ain't never heard of that shit.
Yeah, I swear. I'll send you a video of a guy that got a hole in one, it's crazy all the way down the thing. It's really cool.
Of course, there ain't nothing cool about that. If I met a guy and he's like, "Oh, what do you like? What do you like to do for fun? Oh, I frisbee golf."
What's the difference between frisbee golf and a regular golf, or horseshoes, or any other game?
Really, horseshoes?
That's what I thought of, horseshoes.
Like horseshoes, regular golf I can deal with. Frisbee golf,
ESPN has tag.
I don't watch ESPN like that.
That's what I'm saying. There are sports like that and legitimate,
And that's why I'm single, as by choice, because I don't want to deal with dudes and
cornhole. The cornhole champions.
I don't do cornhole. Cornhole's the worst game ever invented, and I'm gonna insult and upset a whole lot of people. Cornhole sucks. I tried it several times, and it's the worst game ever invented. Why don't we just play some dodgeball? Let's go old school. Play some goddamn dodgeball. Thank you.
Dodgeball.
That's why I said that first. Dodgeball, kickball.
I think she's too rigid. I think she's not going to find him attractive
at all.
I think I like him.
I think both of them lack any personality.
None. Exactly. They don't do nothing for me. I'm like Lindsay Shahidah. I'm like Lindsay Shahidah. When Lindsay was like, "Is there another wife, a fifth wife?" And I was like, "Girl, you sure ain't lying," because I totally didn't even think about Alyssa.
Right. That's what I just exactly.
It was rude for her not to try and relate to the other women. You should not have been sitting at a table with your friends. You should have been trying to talk and give information. So to that point, did not like her. I'm like, so I can see that she's gonna, take that snobby Boston role. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I'm like with you, Tanya. I would probably give him a 0, but I'm gonna go at a 60 because they're both so boring. They might just work out together. I don't know.
They're the couple that they're not even gonna make it to the couch. Like, I think this is going to be a recipe for disaster that they're not even going to make it. They probably will make it halfway through. What is it, 8 weeks that they have to do this shit? Mm-hmm. I give them 4 weeks tops. And there's no way she's going to see him walking down the aisle and she's going to be like, "Oh, okay, yeah. And she'll get through it. She'll work through it. But that marriage ain't long for this world. They ain't making it to the couch. I give them a 0. Chris?
I give him a 35.
You said a 35?
35, yeah. No, 35.2. 35.2.
Yeah, stick with what you know. A couple of things. Like, I wanted to also, because it's back in Boston and we weren't doing this when the first Boston series showed. I want to give a shout out. I'm so excited that they're going to be going to places that I'm sure Shahidah and I have visited. And one of the places that I visited, at 2 of the places that they went to during this episode was Lookout Farm in Natick and Zaz Restaurant I believe Zaz is in Dorchester. Please, Zaz, if I'm wrong, don't.
I've been there.
But I'm just waiting to see this season.
Faneuil Hall?
Going. Yeah, they were the guys were at Faneuil Hall for their little get together. I forgot the name of the bar, but I think it was a new bar. But I think they were at the bar. They were at the bar. The bar. They were at the bar. I guess I got to pull out my Boston accent for this season.
Boston.
So I'm excited to see where they're gonna go. Hopefully, when we get to the end of the season, we can do a on-site at one of the restaurants that has been highlighted and do an end of season, podcast on-site. That would be awesome, and just give some more shine to these businesses. I'm excited. Chris, you might have to fly up to Boston.
Sounds good.
We have to do it on live, from Boston. Gotta find them.
And we need to do a live this time around anyway.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've covered the first episode of Married at First Sight Boston, season 14, we have to kind of digress and go to last season, 13 from Houston. And we got to see we got to crown who's going to be the first winner of our predictions. Like, who did we think was going to make it?
Johnny and Bao took me down.
Like, who got the most? Shahidah, did you calculate it? Who got the most right? Like, as who was going to make it to the couch? Not,
to be honest, the one that got the most, who was going to make it, was actually Merle and Gil.
Oh.
Merle and Gil.
But between the three of us, was there any one outcome of like who said what? Like, was any one of us like above the other of who got the most to make it to the couch?
Let me see.
Because we were all over the place, and I already know we're going to be all over the place this year. But I just want to make sure we get to the couch.
I guess that's good.
Yeah, it was Merle and Gil, Jose and Rachel, and it was actually Chris, me, and you.
So we got a three-way tie?
No, Chris won.
Chris is the winner.
I mean, you three. I'm two.
Chris is the first annual winner. Of course you are. Of who makes it to the couch. Go
Johnny and Bao took me out, though. Johnny and Bao.
They would have, but everybody, it was Merle and Gil that everybody kind of like stuck with. And then at the end, it was what's it called?
Chris done one. All right, Chris, we're gonna have to send you a little something because of that. We have to figure out a nice little award to send you.
Oh my
God. The first annual Still Dope Married at First Sight award. Oh Jesus. Yeah, so listen, everybody, we're so happy that we're 3 seasons into this. Chris, who started off as our celebrity guest, is now our partner in crime, our homie, our brother, and third co-host of Still Dope, and we love you to death. And we're coming up on our year anniversary, so I think that I'm going to go back and look at the actual date that we recorded our podcast, and I think we should just do another podcast, the three of us, and just celebrate our anniversary. I
like that. I'm digging that. I am digging that. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. We got a lot of good things. I know we talk a lot about Married at First Sight, but we're going to make it a point to talk about a lot of other good things. I've got some ideas as far as things to talk about. Our sex episode was absolutely amazing. Everybody loved it, and everybody keeps blowing up my phone like, when you guys going to do another sex episode? So that's coming because I'm all into that. Sorry, Shahidah.
I missed half of that conversation, so what does that say?
Yeah, because we were going in. We were going in. But I'm glad that everybody had a wonderful Christmas holiday, New Year's holiday. It's 2020.
The fact that we just made it.
Yeah, we all made it. Well, not all of us made it, but we made it.
Betty didn't make it.
Betty did not make it. Oh my God, I was so.
She was an amazing. Let me just shout out to having the pleasure to work with her when she was 93. But I got to tell you, that woman was razor sharp until the end. At 93, her timing
very sharp.
I love Tony Bennett. I heard Tony Bennett sing at the Hollywood Bowl. He's not Tony Bennett anymore.
No, I know.
He's not there. He just can't do it. God bless. But Betty White was killing at 93. Not good, killing at 93 when I work with her. So that's an amazing, like Mel Brooks, how he's still vivacious at 90.
I can't believe how good Mel Brooks is. He is just so on point.
But I love Betty White, and you saw the thing about, on her show, they wanted she wanted to have a black tap dancer on,
Oh yeah.
and Arthur Jones, something like that, and she said he had to be on, and to deal with it, and then she got canceled 3 episodes later because of that.
Yeah,
So
it's the real deal.
thank you for Betty White stepping up.
Yeah.
For stepping up.
Yeah. So let's just hope that we have a good 2022 and everybody stays healthy and
get boosted, damn it. Just
get your booster.
Just get vaccinated just do it.
I'm tired of people anti-vaccine.
Just
do
it already.
I just want to do some on-site. I want to do some on-site live podcasts and broadcasts from different places, but the devil is alive, y'all. It's getting us.
Just do it already.
The Omarion, I guess that's what we call it. The Omicron is the Omarion variant, and now there's a new one. So y'all just take care of yourselves and get it together. And we love you, and we appreciate your support for season 3. And we got some good shit coming to you. But on a side note, we're gonna let y'all go now. We love you.